Gather round, hunters, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Postmod. I'm Fleet Admiral Tarek of the heavy battlecruiser Ancient Kings, as we continue our campaign against the Romulan Star Empire, and we are down to but a single planet with an Empire defense of 30. So, let's get into it. We are getting relatively close to the end of this campaign. We are smashing our way through the enemy, well, left, right, and center. Unfortunately, the AI is not quite adept at using the cloaking device as powerfully as they could, and so that allows us to be incredibly aggressive and dangerous against them. And really, it has made a lot of these battles a lot easier than they otherwise would be. So, yeah, really not much more to say beyond that. We're just outgunning them. Mainly because we can outthink them. Which, to be fair, the game was made in the early 2000s, so the amount of processing power or whatever they had to come up with an AI, I assume is not amazing, but still. I really wish that they were slightly smarter so that they would actually use their cloaking devices to try and break our missiles, although that would make this campaign incredibly frustrating. Can you imagine if they actually utilized all of their weapon systems properly? All of their defensive systems properly? It'd be a nightmare. You'd never get anything done. Mainly because every single fight would devolve into a point-blank range brawl where you slammed into him with a tractor beam and then opened fire with every single missile in your arsenal. Although, if you did fix that, maybe you could also fix the glitch that's going on with the tractor beams, because the fact that nearly every single time the first tractor beam doesn't work is incredibly annoying. So we're going to just cruise on in here and annihilate every single one of these vessels. We have a JGPM. No idea what that is, but he's not going to be around very long, so it doesn't really matter. Also, the other great advantage here is the fact that the Lyrans do not actually use an AMD of any description. So the only thing they've got is their expanding sphere generators, which they're not allowed to use in this scenario because, well, they're offline and none of the main power systems actually work. So 8 missiles over here. Effectively 6 missiles over here. That should be enough, but if not, we're close enough in order to make use of our heavy phasers. Just want to wait and make sure that the MIRVs actually get in there. 36 independent warheads. Yeah, there goes the first one. And not quite able to make it work. Unless we bring in the disruptors, which absolutely did work. Couple more MIRVs, pop over and Hugh. Couple more. Oh, shouldn't have done that. That was... Ugh, I keep making that mistake, trying to fire too early. Getting too eager with trying to wipe out the entire group, and there they are. And still not quite able to crush him. We're going to have to slow down a bit. Actually, let's get our single fast C-Rack, because it's all done and ready to go. Maybe 48 damage will be enough. It was wonderful. And now just a single police ship left. We still have the BCH, the Picture Yourself, finally getting into battle. He has a single R-type plasma torpedo and an additional 4 missile launchers, 2 of which are fast racks. I think we were in a ship quite similar to that a while ago, in our pirate campaign that we do on stream. Oh, that pirate campaign. It has been going on for a while, but we are making some pretty serious headway. We're down to the last planet in that campaign too, which, coincidentally, is the exact same planet we're fighting over in this campaign. The fact that those two ended up matching up so perfectly is both a source of great amusement and mild irritation, because we're basically fighting the same opponent in 2 separate campaigns. Alright, so that's the entirety of the Lyran group, wiped out in its entirety. And we'll just keep bombarding the planet. It's down to an Empire defense of 30. Theoretically, that's about 6 missions. So if we keep the pressure really quick, we might actually be able to take it this episode, although I don't think that's going to happen. Something tells me that getting all of it done that fast is probably not going to be in the cards, especially not since we're taking a shipyard assault, which shipyard assaults will take between generally 8 and 15 minutes, depending on what you're fighting. We have a single light cruiser, though, and we're being escorted by the BCJ, the USS Emniar, a New Jersey-class cruiser. And then there's also an X-type frigate. I'm not sure who's the more dangerous target. That's an interesting question, because it is an XFE. This is a advanced escort frigate, which I think should be well-equipped to take on all of my MIRVs, but... well, we're about to find out. We're going to try and give him the entire full salvo, because it only should take 1, but just in case. Let's see if we can't get them missiles out. There they go. That's half the salvo. And pop they go. Now we just need to wait until we're at a distance of about 5 to launch everything else. I'm going to try and get the full salvo going. So we are going to increase speed. We're also going to give ourselves a little bit of forward shield reinforcement, just in case he tries to do any plinking phaser work. We will have some form of defense against it. Although, wait, I forgot. I don't want to get too close to him. And the reason we don't want to get too close to him is because, unfortunately, that. Gosh darn it. I hate that. I hate that so gosh darn much. I'm gonna cloak you, little creep. And I will give you a whole new world of pain to deal with. I suppose I should invest in firing on you. But I don't want to. You're boring. You're not cool. He's cool. Sort of, ish. He's an SPL. I believe he has a single R-type plasma torpedo and 2 Fs. They might even be 2 S's. The Romulans got kind of crazy with the absolute maximum firepower of their ships later on. Give him a missile tube. We'll give him the fast quick step salvo. Maybe that'll catch him off guard. Although he's an escort ship, so he should have a pretty considerable amount of defenses, if I'm not mistaken. It's in a probe. We may as well. We have the time. We have the energy. And he comes out, of course, just in time to avoid all of the missile fire. He has 2 D-type plasma torpedoes, and he is traveling quite quickly away, but he gave it all up for that one opportunity to drop a wild weasel, and that's going to get him killed. Maybe. He'll have 0 velocity, which is somewhat important on this one, because he won't be able to outpace the missiles, but at the same time, he's going to be able to shoot down quite a few missiles until he ran out. Oh, how sad for you. Wasn't quite expecting that, gonna be completely honest. The MDR has already deployed one of his defensive wild weasels. Let's get on in there. Their RAS super buyer. It does indeed have an R-type plasma torpedo, but only 2 Fs, so nothing too crazy. We can't fire with that lock. Of course not. Of course. How many missiles are we down to at this point? 3 and 6. 3 and 6, so 9. 3. That's 3 full salvos. So we've got to make that work. He is going to come out of cloak to use that R-type plasma torpedo. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. Mainly because we know exactly how the AI thinks. And he's going to hover around in cloak until his plasma torpedo is ready. Then he's going to drop out of cloak and he's going to fire everything. And then he's going to recloak. And it's an effective strategy. Don't get me wrong. It's just a frustrating strategy to actually have to fight if you know that you are completely outclassing the enemy. And there is no chance for the enemy to be able to actually defeat you. Which we know there is 0 chance that this SPL can kill us. Because even if he were to pop out of cloak immediately and fire his R-type plasma torpedo into us, it would down his shield, but we would be able to get our entire salvos away, and we're going to be able to hold on to him with a tractor beam. Probe. And he's unloading. Of course he is. Because he's an idiot. Interesting strategy, friend. Let's see how this works out for you. Not dragging quite close enough. Although, seriously, MDR? What the heck? That's not cool in any way. Bombs, please. Put it right there. Oh, he's out of range. He's going quite quickly. We gotta get him back within range. Bomb right there. We're back in range. Oh, of course it's shut off. Why wouldn't it? Frustrating dealing with busted systems. I don't know why it glitches like that. It's so incredibly stupid. I missed? Are you serious? I missed? Barely I missed. Drop a mine. I think this will work. We gotta just keep him outside of a range of 0. I've got you, but unfortunately, we are too close for missiles. So we must switch to phasers. So we're just gonna have to sit here and hold on to him while we fire every single other weapon that we've got. Continually repeat. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure how we expanded the range out with that one, but I'm taking it. That's a victory. Okay. Maximum speed of time. What kind of Stardocks are these? Look at here. That'll tell me it's a Romulan Stardock. So plasma torpedo on the front. That's not too bad. So we're just going to cruise up into them. Shield from their incoming plasma torpedo fire. Fire everything else that we've got into them and slowly whittle them down. So I'm not quite sure how I managed to extend the range out beyond minimum range on that one. Because we grabbed him from within minimum. I'm not going to complain. I mean, that allowed us to get the missiles on, which allowed us to do that a lot more quickly. So, good on us, I suppose. Alright, get ready for the incoming fire. We have 10 points of power on the forward shield. We'll drop down more speed, and we'll have 20 points of power on the forward shield, and then that'll be more than his plasma torpedo can possibly manage. Slow down. Get ready to bounce it. Hey, it's bounced. Phaser select, plus disruptors. And slowly come down to a relative halt just outside of his phaser 3 range. Okay, we're within his phaser 3 range. But now we can shoot at him. And light damage only being dealt, unfortunately. We'll keep the fire up going, try and see if we can't knock out that F-type plasma torpedo, because he's about to shoot me with it. Oh no, never mind, he's in cloak. And he's coming out of cloak. Oh no, here it comes. Oh no. We took damage to the forward shield. Whatever will we do? And like most Romulans, he's just going to be frustrating and stupid and annoying, and I'm going to fire everything I've got into him until he dies. Oh, by the way, I just realized your defenses are down. Thank you. On to the next one. Stardogs. They are grim because of just how much firepower they've got in them. Alright, most of our missile launchers are reset. I've got 2 salvos left in that one. 1 salvo left in the MIRVs, and less than a salvo in the forwards. So that'll be interesting. I mean, we're not going to use them anyway. We're solely going to be using our disruptors and our phasers because it's the only weapon system that makes sense for us to use. Pull it to a stop. And open up a shielding. Of course you're dropping into cloak. Increase speed just a little bit so we can keep up with the hole in the shields. There's nothing more frustrating than have to blowing through the hole on a shield that never dropped. Okay, your defenses are down. And you're done. On to the last one, which is way over here. A distance of 51. Why couldn't you all put them close together? That would make my job easier. They all stacked on top of each other. Although it looks like the MNR is doing a pretty decent job. Although the MNR is also attempting to transport or mine the target. Or was that the Stardock? It must have been the Stardock because the mine still hasn't gone green. And he has no more shuttle bay. I have no more MIRVs. The last of my missiles, go. You may or may not actually be able to contribute to this battle. Disruptors, engage. Wow, that was a lot of disruptor fire and not a lot of hits. We did 14 damage in total. There we go. Enemies defeated. The Stardock is destroyed. Floating wreck. Ugh, Stardock missions are an interesting fight because of this. I think 7.5 minutes. So that's pretty close to my estimation of 8 to 15. 35,518. At this point, I really should get myself just a massive fleet to go with the current ship that I have. We'll take a patrol. A side little patrol just to continue our slow encirclement of the planet as it's almost gone. And eventually we're going to need to knock out every single Romulan tile anyway, so it technically doesn't actually slow down the game much. We have a single light cruiser off in the distance. That is the only enemy. We're also being escorted today by the Final Blow and the Babylon. So this is pretty much an all pirates all the time operation. So let's get in with it. Increase the speed of time because unless more enemies show up, a single light cruiser is nothing compared to my ship. Especially when we have a single... oh no. Wait, what? I'm not sure who I should well, I know who I'm going to focus on. I absolutely know who I'm focusing on. Fire this. And we're at a speed where this will be fine. We'll get the full and complete joyous salvo on top of him. Wait for it, and there. And slap down some more, and some of that. That's crazy what things will happen to you. He is dead. I mean, even if he drops the Wild Weasel, the separation is perfect. This is a textbook murder salvo. He's gone. Of course you can try and get in and pretend that you're special. Oh, that was well timed. Good job, everybody. Y'all get a thumbs up on that one. We accomplished destroying 2 ships in 1 minute and 9 seconds. Granted, the speed of time was advanced to absurd levels, but hey, that works out pretty good. And that'll also take the tile. So, 190 sea bills, prestige, gotta remember, keep my currency straight on this one. Another shipyard assault. Of course, the most enjoyable of all sorts of missions. Shipyard assaults are, of course, the best mission, and if you can't tell that I'm lying, you haven't been here long enough. Oh great, it's 3 Hawk cruisers. Oh no, it's not. It's 3 Sparrows. And we're being escorted by the heavy bombardment cruiser USS Green and the guided dreadnought USS Pollux versus an SPX and 2 Spexes. That's an interesting loadout. Okay, so with that in mind, as soon as the phaser capacitor is full power, that will tell us a single turn has elapsed in the game, and that will allow us to launch our probe, which takes a single turn to be ready. It will also signal the time period with which we will open fire with our first MIRV round. And unlike the last time, we will not be foolish. We will not try and get the full salvo in. We are only here to do 1 salvo and pull away. So wait for the distance to get to 5, 4... Showing 5. That's the rest of them. So a single R and 2 S's. It's a pretty considerable salvo, actually. So full power to engines and pull away. So this is the ship that I thought the SPL was. So the 2 S's and the R. On a light cruise... Are you cloaking? I can't... Ugh! Such a waste of firepower! I'm so tempted just to go for the Stardogs. Let these guys play with the Federation. Alright, let's get this over with. Set it to single missiles. 1 and 1. Oh wait, no, there's 4 of them. Of course there are. Because it would be too much fun to have not dealing with 8 billion of these guys. Line him up. Good, he's down. Over to here. One over there. Out of ammunition on that one. Or out of shots on that one. One there. One there. I'm missing one. Somewhere someone hasn't been targeted by a missile just yet. And is it because you're on top of each other? It absolutely is. Give him... well, the quick step salvages as soon as I can. Luckily for us, they will not cloak because they're stupid. Their motherships occasionally... I'm noticing the SPXs, just the SPs in general, are a little bit smarter in that they actually defend themselves. It's annoying because them defending themselves makes my job harder, but still. They actually cloak at longer ranges and demonstrate why this is a much more even fight if the AI has half a brain. Alright, I think we've got most of them. Oh no, you're alive. Hi. One missile. Almost out on the quick rack, which is a bit unfortunate. Target you, I have no lock. Target you, I have no lock. All weapons to fire. Yeah, as soon as I can see something. Just massive cloud of plasma. I think that effect may be a tad overdone. Okay, did a little Gatling phaser damage just to remind him that I'm not happy with him. Overload the phasers. We have another SP somewhere, right? Yeah, an SPX hiding. He has done a pretty significant amount of damage to the Pollux. Oh, let's see if we can't get around to this open shield. That'll be plenty of damage. Phasers again, just double checking that overload. And you have no weapons capable of currently fighting me. So I'm just going to cut inside your turn because you can't stop me from getting where I want to be. Hi. 6 damage. 6. Ugh. Just continue the fire going down. Come out of cloak, please. For the love of God, come out of cloak so I can actually kill you. And we'll activate the tractor beam, and hopefully it'll work this time. So I can actually get this done in a relatively reasonable amount of time. If this was how they all reacted, I would be less irritated by it. Because you get sort of into like patterns of behavior, like this is how they are supposed to act, and when they don't follow that, and when their tractor beams automatically shut down for no reason, when they don't follow that, it's very disconcerting. And so it leads you into a situation where like, I have prepped this, I know this strategy works, why are you cheating? Even though they're not really cheating. Oh, of course, I'm just outside of range. Although, you should have set that mine off. You're traveling above a speed of 4. I'm gonna plow my own mine, see what happens. We will hold the phasers. We must absolutely hold the phasers. Because they're not charging up, they're just sitting there under cloak. Which is irritating. Because it would be one thing if they were actually trying to fight me. But they're not. By the way, that other one, currently holding onto a missile and is therefore vulnerable, and somehow that did not touch you. Anyway, I'm going to shoot this guy because he's open and exposed. That's a little bit of overkill on that one. He will cloak, or not cloak, but he will wild weasel this. Disruptors, please. Okay, just continue to pound it down his shields. Ooh, the Pollux taking some pretty nasty hits. These light cruisers are dangerous. I mean, I've got to give them credit for that. They are dangerous ships. No doubt of that. And wait, and wait, and wait for him to finally decide he wants to dump his wild weasel. There it is. Hey, the distance of 5. Fire all that. You absolute... The AI's using its brain. I should be applauding them for it, but all I find myself is having severe irritation from it. Alright, you're within range? You're not within range. Get within range. Bomb. You're within range. Tractor beam shut off for reasons, okay. The glorious, wonderful world of fighting Romulans. Sit in here for 10 minutes, working down their shields. Have them cloak high. I didn't even care that I took damage on this one, because now you're gonna get it. Wow, that's a lot of damage we took for basically no reason. 10 damage took out so many of my systems. Or at least damaged a whole ton of my system. I also almost lost my tractor beam on this one. I'm being shot at pretty considerably. Okay, you're dead. I would cloak, but I don't have a cloaking device. So, this is... No, it's not going to be fast enough. Alright, that hurt. That hurt pretty considerably. So, you have damaged my vessel. Now what will you do? Charge up another one of these, because we may have an opportunity to grab him as well if... Well, we're not going to charge up in time, so no, we won't have that opportunity. Phasers. Whoops, wrong button. Hi, I've got you. No, I've got you. So, on to the last one. Hi, the sweetest. You have been considerably annoying by existing. Allow me to rectify that concern. Let's prop up another tractor beam. I really shouldn't be as irritated about this as I am, but I'm incredibly irritated by it. Mostly because of the wasted missiles. One of the big things you'll come to appreciate when you play the Marak is just how efficient you can get. You can set up salvos to be absolute perfection, and he's doing speed of 1.8, which makes him really hard to actually blow up. I'm gonna have to run over my own mine, which is unfortunate. Let's slow down. Top down. 3.3, okay. Bomb right up there. It's deployed. Now the tractor beam is on. Forward shield, come back please. Pretty please? With a cherry on top. There we go. See, we needed the cherry. That was the important bit right there. Hi, you're mine. Now I can just sit here and fire into you. 73 damage. And he has no defensive systems. I'm going to slowly turn, get my forward shield away, because the forward shield is now down. And you blew up a MIRV launcher. Oh, you sick son of a gun. Just continue to fire into him. There we go. Okay. So after having taken considerably more damage than what was appropriate on this mission, because seriously, and they are FRDs, which makes them Romulan Stardogs again, which means plasma torpedoes. So we'll just make sure. I was not reinforcing my forward shield that entire fight. Okay, so part of that damage is totally blamable on me. But where was I? Oh yeah, the Marak can be incredibly efficient if you do things right. And when you watch people destroy your plans of efficiency, you can get slightly irritated by that. Only slightly. It's still enjoyable, but still. I wish that that was their behavior 100% of the time, because then you'd form strategies and tactics against it. And you'd be able to practice them constantly, because that would be the way that the enemy would always react. But because they don't, it catches you off guard, and now you don't really have a great plan to deal with it. And it's like, well, now what? Alright, let's chug along down to a bottom speed. And your plasma torpedo is almost ready, right? Haha, my forward shield is nearly invulnerable. Select this, and this, and this. And we'll wait for his plasma torpedo to fire, just to save me the damage. Yep. Ooh, he combined it with phaser firepower. Good, smart on you. Increase speed. And because they're Romulan Stardogs, they can shoot down things. They've got cloaking devices, which are unfortunate. And, yeah, cloaking devices, which are very unfortunate. However, you will note that his shuttle bay is down, so the moment he decloaks, I'm about to fire every single missile that I've got on him. In fact, select all weapon systems. Hi, bye. That was beautiful, I'm not gonna lie, but still, that was a little bit hilarious. If only I could use that as a way to shoot down cloaked ships. Like a flak missile. That would be interesting. I wonder if the flak missile's in the actual game. I haven't looked too closely at the rules yet for Starfleet Battles itself. Alright, on to the next of the Stardogs. Although we have a guided dreadnought with us, so that's not insignificant. Okay, bounce that. No trouble at all. Oh, you... Okay, it's one thing to try and fight this guy when he has open shields. It's quite another to have to fight one of these things when they're at full shields. Although we did manage to break through it more or less. Gatling phasers, getting in the habit. And we'll pull away. Your shuttle bay is dead. You're gone. We gotta get our distance out. Oh, I only had one missile. Allow me to reset. You survived. I'm not happy you survived. There you go. No, you did not survive. On to the last one. A Federation heavy bombardment cruiser has been assigned to this, and it's still not dead. Meanwhile, we've taken on 2. Now, granted, we are an advanced bombardment cruiser, which technically, if you look at the ship titles, they're both XCBs, so there's really no advantage to that. But still, I'm disappointed in you. Don't look at the guided dreadnought that was helping us out. Although still, I think we probably could have outdone him. Alrighty, 450 prestige, continuing to add to our list of prestige that we don't really need anymore, but hey, Empire Defense is down to 20. It is getting close. We almost have the final plan, the Romulan Empire. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Terek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment. We have been thinking about what faction to do next. Right now, I believe ISC is in the lead. Come check out our live streams on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to check out either Rogue Tech or Starfleet Command, respectively. We also have a Discord that we recently started up, and we hand out the invite during that time. Anyway, I will see you all in the next episode.